This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
You're now in the Essential Zone, where we seek to be informative, inspirational, enlightening, and dynamic. But more importantly, we seek to be fair and balanced. There comes a time when the game tolerates no spectators, only players. There comes a time when we must recognize that our individual aspirations shape our collective destiny. There comes a time when getting in the game, despite the risks, despite the challenges, regardless of the cost, is simply the right thing to do. There comes a time when we must find our hearts, find our soul, and pursue our purpose for the greater good of all, for country, for humanity. There comes a time when we must manifest our true greatness. Yes, there comes a time, and that time is now. So let's get down to the essentials. The essentials. Serious radio for serious people committed to advancing the national conversation. And good evening and welcome to Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. I am Hubert Edwards and you're listening to The Essentials, The Reset. As usual, we are going to have ourselves a very engaging conversation. This evening we're having some Toastmasters pass through. It is Toastmasters month. And as the celebration continues, as many of you may know, I am a Toastmaster myself, and so we'll have in this conversation, but of course we definitely may have some space for you to join us. The numbers are 323-6232, 325-4316 and 325-4259. Our text line is 422-4796. That's 422-4796, and so you want to check us out. So the question we have at the front of our mind is, what is the importance, what is the relevance, what is the significance of Toastmasters? And the individuals on the live line, I'm sure, would be totally convinced, or they will seek to be convincing of the relevance thereof. And so we want to have that conversation with them to see the value, to see where this organization, which has been around for many years, has the ability to change individual lives, to change the life of corporations, to impact clubs and associations, to impact communities, and ultimately to impact countries and the world. And we certainly, as Toastmasters, believe that. As part of this whole discussion tonight, I'll be reading bits of excerpts from a speech presented by Clem Foster, Distinguished Toastmaster Clem Foster, one of the pioneers of Toastmasters here in the Bahamas. For those who know Clem Foster, you know he's originally from Trinidad, but he has been here for most of his life, and this is where he now calls home. And he gave a very riveting speech last night, just really a walk back into time across a theme which spoke about yesterday's tomorrow, today, change. And so that was very interesting. And so I'll weave some of that into our discussions this evening. But really, this is not going to be about us. It's going to be about our guests, and certainly about you if you wish to join in. And so we have on the live line a number of individuals. And so we want to welcome them all to the Essentials. I am not sure of all the names which are there yet, but we will get that. So welcome to the Essential. Tell me who you are, and let's get this party started. Welcome. Who do we have on the live line?
A very pleasant good evening. I am Toastmaster Nadia Hume, the current president of Pinnacle Seekers, Club 1513325, and I have been a member of the Toastmasters program for the past 5 years. And I must say that it is a program that allows you to expand your knowledge. It's a program that enhances your communication skills. You are able to polish your leadership skills within this program. And for the past 5 years, I've seen growth within myself, both personally, both professionally, and it has been an added value to myself and to my life.
Mhm. Okay, that's wonderful, Nadia Humes. Who else do we have with us this evening?
Good evening. My name is Toastmaster Sharia King. I am present area director for Area 63, Division F, and I'm also the secretary for my home club, Police Dynamic Enforcers Club 7031743. Good evening.
Good evening. How has Toastmaster impacted you, AD King?
Toastmasters, I would say, I joined the Toastmasters program in 2005, so I'm a 16-year veteran.
Mm-hmm.
Toastmasters initially was just for me to hone my oral speaking skills. However, I gained a newfound appreciation for the program in 2015 when I started this new path, and I found that the leadership skills, especially in the new pathways that it has, it's more structured, it's more focused.
Mm-hmm.
And so I found that my leadership skills begin to be enhanced, and I owe that to the Toastmasters program. If you do the work, if you put in the work, you can definitely benefit and get what Mr. Smedley intention was for the program. And so it has enhanced me, as Toastmaster Hume said, both personally and professionally. I could have taken the structure that Toastmaster has, the ideas, the discipline that Toastmasters, and implement them in my professional life. So I would say that Toastmasters I have benefited truly from the program.
That's so wonderful to hear how individuals would have used this program to grow themselves both professionally and personally. And let's see who else do we have joining us this evening, because we're going to have a whole Toastmasters meeting, so we need plenty of members to be on the live line. The next individual with us is...
Hi, this is Toastmaster Shervin Evans, and I am the current area director for Area 63, Division F. Toastmaster has really transformed my life in the aspect of leadership and being able to organize a lot of, whether it's meetings, organize projects. It has really did a transformation, and it has provided that discipline that I needed, that focus that I needed. And I've been in the program since 2009. And I remember when I went into the program and I joined the program, I was not one who would just come out and speak. I was more an introvert. And Toastmasters brought that out of me, where that I can stand before a group of people and speak without any problem. It also helped me to be able to do stuff that I have never even done before, to challenge myself in areas where podcasting. It challenged me to break out of my shell, to be able to do just Zoom meetings. And it has transformed me so much. And it was said by one of the distinguished Toastmasters that said that if you put 80% into the program, you will see growth. And that's exactly what I did. I put in the 80, 100, 200% into the program, and I can say that I have saw and I have experienced growth. Thank you.
And that's wonderful. Do we have anybody else here with us? No.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Toastmaster Trevor Lockhart here.
Yes, Trevor Lockhart, I understand you have survived a massive lightning storm to be here with us this evening. Talk to us about, your entrance into Toastmasters and how that has impacted you to date.
Awesome, awesome. So tonight is a great example. The lightning struck out our internet at home, but just like a Toastmaster being resilient, I'm able to troubleshoot. I'm able to use my mind and just find different ways to make the essential things happen. When I started Toastmasters, I didn't know what I was signing up for. I thought that Toastmasters was all about wearing suits and boring presentations. Until I entered the halls of Club 7178, where I am the president, I realized that outside of the public speaking, there are a lot of networking opportunities. I had the opportunity to network with persons such as Gerard Roll, Nadia Humes, who was on the call, and just speaking with them and hearing their experience, hearing what they got out of Toastmasters inspired me to want to be a great Toastmaster. So apart from the leadership that is evident, apart from the public speaking, I think the networking opportunities was very, very essential for me. It stood out. And I appreciate Toastmasters and every advisor, every mentor that I've met along the way. Thank you.
That's wonderful. You touch on some of the issues that we will definitely come back to. The whole idea of mentorship and the ability to network, the ability to be around persons who are like-minded and individuals who, generally speaking, are moving in your same direction. How that direction looks to the individual may differ, but ultimately it's about self-development, it's about growth, and it's about leadership. Toastmasters' tagline is where leaders are made. And so the focus is always on how do we grow individuals to become better leaders, to have the ability to move from the club environment and to take these skills out into the wider world. And so as you find persons, as you would have heard our guests indicate, every single one of them so far, it has always been this revelation of I can do more. There is more that I can do. There is more to the organization than I would have appreciated going in. And as a result, I believe that I'm in the right place to grow and develop myself. Do we have our final guests? I think there should be at least one other person joining us.
Hi, good evening. That would be me, Toastmaster Makia Cooper. Good evening to you, and thank you for having us. I joined the program in 2013 after a long battle in my mind whether I should join. I've been around Toastmasters since I was a child. My father, Distinguished Toastmaster Michael Cooper, is a past president of Club Toastmasters 1600. And so I always had the opportunity to attend district conferences, even though I didn't really know what was going on. I remember myself and my little brother and my older brother running around the room. It wasn't until I was called to the bar and I was encouraged by many persons for many years, Distinguished Toastmaster Delmaro Duncombe and many other Toastmasters encouraged me to join. But it wasn't until I visited 7178 in 2012 and became a member in 2013. That same year, I joined the executive team as vice president of membership, and thereafter became the vice president of education, and thereafter president for the year 2015-2016. Now, the reason why I joined is to, of course, improve my speaking skills, leadership skills, and the like. But for me, I am one who is very brief. I just answer the question most times without an explanation. And in my field of law, I need to elaborate more times. So I think that I have improved and there is still work to be done. I am currently the area director for 5 clubs in my area. And I have an opportunity to network with all of these clubs and to learn the different cultures of the club and the personalities of each member. And I am enjoying it and I am learning as I go. But that is why I decided to join Toastmasters, to improve myself. But there's always room for improvement. Like I said, I'm still learning, I'm still growing.
Still learning, still growing. Maybe we should say stay learning, stay growing. So we have a combination of presidents and area directors. And for the persons who are listening, basically a president is in charge of a club. The area director is in charge of multiple clubs, and that individual would be reportable, or over that group of area directors would be a division director. Then from the division director level, you would have the district leaders. And so, it's a hierarchy, and it's really an opportunity to work through different levels of an organization and to understand, because when you are a president, when you are executive member, it's different. When you're just a member in the club, it's different. When you become an area director, you learn totally different aspects. And so what I want to get into now, ladies and gentlemen, is really you would have outlined how Toastmasters impacted you, how you changed, what drew you to that, the hesitancy that you may have had initially but would have overcome. I want to start at a point which I think is valuable for our listeners. The Toastmasters values: integrity, respect, service, excellence. This is a conversation. Whosoever want to jump in, jump in. What about these values resonate with you and keep you in Toastmasters, and how do you see them playing out in real life, in real terms? Because a lot of time we have these fancy things which are up on the wall and nobody really pays attention to them. But how does this play out for you from a Toastmasters perspective? Anybody?
Distinguished Toastmasters, this is Toastmaster Spurgeon Neely here.
Go ahead, Toastmaster Neely.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be on this show. I'll share a brief story.
Before you go, Toastmaster Neely, I want to, well, you weren't in the initial grouping as yet, but I'm going to steal your thunder for a minute, because I think it's important for persons to understand that Toastmaster is a very inclusive organization. Toastmaster Spurgeon Neely is legally blind or has challenges with his eyes. He doesn't see like you and I, but he is a very vibrant and ultra participative Toastmasters. As a matter of fact, when I see him sometime, I feel a little bit ashamed, because he's doing way more things than I, who have two eyes and can see very clearly, is doing. And so I just wanted to steal that thunder, because I know you will mention it, but I want to say that to our listeners, that look, it doesn't matter where you are in life or what challenges that you have faced, whether they're physical or otherwise. There's always an organization, there's always a place, and there's always a space for you in life. So go ahead, Spurgeon Neely, and let us hear how Toastmasters has impacted you as an individual with challenges with sight.
Thank you. Thank you for those kind remarks. First of all, in relationship to the core values of Toastmasters, I want to make a brief comment. I remember some years ago, I started a service company, and I had agreed to meet the gentleman in the Coral Harbor area at a certain time. Unfortunately, I was delayed with my transportation, and I did not call. Finally, I caught up with him Bahamian time, some hours later, and he said these words to me: "Sorry, Mr. Neely, you blew it." And I joined the Toastmasters program. And if there's one thing that I feel stands out to me, is the fact that we are very big on time. Time is extremely important. It helps you to discipline yourself and to display one of the core values, which is known as integrity. Not only that, whenever you say something, your word should be your bond. And you should always do your best to honor your word. In that story, as far as that story is concerned, he said, "Well, you should have called me." Of course, it was a job for several $1,000. Mm-hmm. But I've learned from that. And the Toastmasters program has helped me to become more disciplined in that area of my life, because I've served in leadership capacity as the president And as most Toastmasters know me, I just love the competitions because even if the judges do not see me as the winner, I see myself as a winner. So I keep coming back, and each time I come back in the competition, I get better and better. Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Edwards.
Thank you so much, Spurgeon Neely. Anybody else want to take up the issues, the values? We have a caller. Maybe we should take our call first, and then we will see. So you're attracting callers to the thing. We have a caller. No? All right. So, yeah, let's go ahead, caller. You are on the essentials, and we are speaking with Toastmasters. We're talking about how the organization is impacting them. I'm sure you have a contribution to make to us this evening. Go ahead.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah. I'm a former Toastmaster president for the Cooperative League.
Mm-hmm.
And joining the Toastmasters is one of the best things I've ever done.
Why is this so?
It gave me, at least it taught me to have self-confidence,
Mm-hmm.
how to speak in public without the arms and the eyes and the butt, the fillers, you know. It's just something I think that anyone who inspires to be a leader or just a well-rounded Bahamian or human,
Mm-hmm.
they should join it.
Okay, and so you are admonishing persons to take the opportunity to join a Toastmaster because it has contributed valuably to your life. That's the point you're making.
Yes, and also, if you notice, some of our former prime ministers, I mean, really, some of them really should have joined Toastmasters. And when they go on the world stage, or any one of Bahamians, when they go on the world stage and you listen to them speak, like you cringe,
Mm-hmm.
you know? So Toastmasters is a tool inside a box that anyone can just pull out when they really need it. So I advise anyone to go and join up the Toastmasters Club.
Okay, thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
I'm in the
Thank you so much for your contribution. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the things that you have to do when you're on radio is you have to not take calls and you have to be extremely quiet. And so that is valuably important. Rule number one. Otherwise, our producer will say, be gone. We have another caller on the line. You're on Guardian Radio, The Essentials. Go ahead, caller.
Good evening, everybody, and I'm glad that this show is on. One arm for me. I'm a former Toastmaster. I say former because I haven't been to a Toastmaster meeting in like forever. But
It's time for you to come back home.
Yeah, I got to come back home. You're right. But I can speak to what it has done for me and my successes in my various facets of life.
Mm-hmm.
I decided to join Toastmasters after I came home from college. I just broke it up with my girlfriend, so this is short.
You broke up with your girlfriend because you couldn't express yourself well to her. I bet you.
Well, you can put that down there.
Okay. All right. I know. And that's why you wanted to join Toastmaster to improve the next relationship, wasn't it?
Well, not only that, I wanted to do something. I wanted to put my focus on something that helped with my own personal development.
Yes.
You know, a lot of times people get in and out of relationships for the wrong reason.
Mm-hmm.
So as I got out of that relationship, I had a lot of students at that time. But I didn't want to get into something again on the rebound.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, I want to take time for myself. I want to invest in myself. There were other options. There was Kiwanis, there was Rotary that was available to me. But I decided I needed something just for me. And Toastmasters fit the bill. I was a member of 6796, Club 6796. We met at Cable Beach. I won many speech competitions while I was there. I have made lots of good friends and contacts, both personal and business. And I can say without fear of contradiction that Toastmasters has helped me in every facet of my various occupational positions that I've held.
Mm-hmm.
So I would admonish anyone listening to the sound of my voice, take up go to a meeting. If you're invited to a meeting, or I'm sure the members of your panel here will be able to extend invitations to their meetings. There's a club that meets just about every single night of the week. Very entertaining. There's good networking possibilities. There's good opportunities for growth and development. And I can tell you it has done wonders for me. I was always a shy person.
Mm-hmm.
And it helped me to come out of my box. It helped me to be more confident in my speech, my deliveries. And because of that air of confidence, I've been able to open a whole lot of new doors for myself. I am now I wouldn't say I do, but people consider me to be one of the top MCs in the country today. And I humbly accept being put in that bracket. But I will have to say it was all a testament to me being a part of the great Toastmastering program, the International Toastmastering program. You can find a Toastmasters Club anywhere you go.
Yes.
So
all right. Thank you so much.
I just want to say this is a very timely meeting. And I give my salute to you and your panel.
Thank you so much. I think we couldn't have said it better, because a lot of time when you put a panel together, persons will say, well, guess what? Those persons come to say that, and that's exactly what they're saying. But here the gentleman who has been in Toastmasters for a while, hasn't been back for forever in his own words, but he's still singing the praises. So going back to the question that I threw out, who is going to take up this thing? How does the values, integrity, respect, service, and excellence, how is that playing out in your life from as a Toastmaster, and how does it translate to other aspects of your being, not simply within the Toastmaster realm, but professionally, personally, family life, and so on?
Thank you so much. I think I'll jump in there. And all of the Toastmasters core values stands out to me, but the one that means the most to me is the E, is the excellence. And to me, it means being the best that you can be. It means standing to the plate and not necessarily hitting a home run, but swinging for the fences. To me, it means when you do something, give 110%. And it has impacted me because once I set a goal, I break it down and I try my best to be and do the best that I can do to accomplish that goal. I strive to be the best version of myself. And I think that that's what the E in the RISE, the respect, integrity, service, and excellence means. I heard the two callers and both of them spoke about how Toastmasters help them to rise, to be the best, to be considered the best. And I think that's the excellence. It helps you to cross your T's and dot your I's. So excellence is definitely the core value that stands out to me.
Certainly. Anyone else want to take on the core values before we get into our break?
Yes, I want to add a point in here.
Okay, go ahead, Toastmaster Evans.
It's the S stands out to me, service. Being able to know that when you are inside leadership, you are a servant to the people who you serve. When you are the president, although you might be the chief executive officer of the club, you still have to serve your members. When your members need assistance, you have to go and assist them. I remember I'm a past president of 3596, the New Providence branch of Toastmasters Club. And during that my presidency, I think I really was mentoring every new member that came in. Once they called for assistance, I was available to assist them. And sometime in the middle of the night, they call, I reach out to them to see how can I assist them. And service, we have to remember that when we are in leadership, we have to serve. We are, service to the people. We have to remember that. And that's what Toastmasters teaches us, how to serve. When you are able to serve, then you will understand the leadership process by being able to serve well.
It was Ms. Humes who was jumping in on this one. Go ahead.
Yes, absolutely. And again, the four core values, to me, they weigh equally to me. However, The first one would have been service for me, but Toastmaster Evans spoke on that. So I will speak on respect. And we do know that the Toastmasters program is a diverse program. It is a program where you find individuals from every walk of life. You would find persons that they may be janitors, they are managers. So from one spectrum to the other, you would find a wide variety of individuals within the program. And respect would definitely mean each individual being respected for their opinions, being respected for where they are in life. And when we also deal with leadership and conflict resolutions, because we do have a team of executives, and again, that's a diverse set of individuals, a diverse group. So when we are dealing with our executives, we always have to be mindful of each individual, because we all come from different backgrounds. We have to always be mindful that this is a nonprofit organization, and everybody is putting themselves forward, volunteering themselves, and so it's definitely respect would be the second aspect for me within the 4 values that truly means a lot to me.
I think that is so important, and everyone, as you can hear, different persons will gravitate towards different aspects, but ultimately it's about understanding what the core values are in leadership in the world, anywhere in the world today. It has to be that we see integrity. Leadership without integrity is not useful. Leadership without respect isn't useful. Service sits at the core of leadership, and certainly if you're going to pursue anything, then you must pursue that on the basis of excellence. Every single time, always strive to be your best self. Let's get into this call as we go into the break. We will take this call and then we'll go right into the break. You are listening to The Essentials. Go ahead, caller. Caller, go ahead.
Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening.
Fellow Toastmasters. Can you hear me?
We can hear you. You are making a call. You're making a comment.
Yes, I am distinguished Toastmaster Gerard Rose, the current Division F Director.
Okay.
Yes, thank you very much. You asked a question about the 4 core values of Toastmasters and what it means to individuals. Well, for me, the 4 core values, integrity. Integrity is something you do when nobody is watching. Integrity is all about servant leadership and being a leader who is open and available to the persons that you serve under. So that's the most important.
Toastmaster role. I'm just going to have to. We're going to take a break. Your background is way too noisy for the call. So if you could manage that circumstance, then definitely we'll speak to you on the other side of the call. You listen to The Essentials, The Reset. We are talking to Toastmasters. What are your views? Do you live with integrity? Do you live with respect? Do you serve? And do you operate with a sense of excellence? Don't move. Come right back.
Hubert Edwards Global, in collaboration with Dr. Dave Burrows and iRise, presents the 5th Annual Success Summit under the theme Success Keys to Transform Your World, December 3rd through 4th. 2 days of transformational experiences with dynamic presenters from the Bahamas, Nigeria, Canada, USA, and Jamaica. You can't afford to miss this mind shift moment. 5 scholarship grants, 2 leadership awards, 1 life-changing event. This is a virtual event, so visit www.nlsolutionsbahamas.com for more details. This is what you've been waiting for. Success Summit 2021. Life is always better with a little extra cash. At Solomon's, we know that every penny saved is a penny toward more happy times with those you love. With super savings in every aisle and budget-pleasing buys every time you shop, you can get closer to that family vacation you've been dreaming about. Go on, earn that new air fryer in produce. Snack that Exuma getaway with your cereal. Rawson Square Junkanoo tickets, aisle 7 just restocked. Bring it all together at Solomon's, where you can save more and live better.
I don't know if it's the way the sauce is prepared, but I could literally eat Ballo's jerk all day. I mean, for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It's very addictive, and I encourage everyone to try it at least once, and I promise you, it won't be the last.
Big up Barlow's Jerk, the best authentic yard jerk chicken spot on the island. Endorse the thing. Big up yourself, Barlow's.
Barlow's Jerk is the best in town. Their meat and their sauce is on point. You gotta try it.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
You know it's so essential, so serious. Time for these essentials.
And welcome back to the Essentials, the Reset. We are having a conversation around Toastmasters. We're talking about how this organization is impactful. And in many instances, when persons discuss, the contribution or the facilitation of an organization, and oftentimes we talk about what it does for the community, what it does for others. In this instance, we want to focus on what it does for you, and then through you, what it will do for the community and for the country. As I mentioned earlier, last evening, distinguished Toastmaster Clem Foster, everybody in the Bahamas knows Clem Foster. He's a Toastmaster of many, many years. Yesterday, he gave the speech, and the title of the speech was Yesterday's Tomorrow, Today, Change. And he started the speech like this. At the time Toastmasters was introduced and began operating in Nassau, and I emphasize Nassau, as the other islands of the Bahamas were nowhere on the radar, I would say that no one involved saw or could have seen the spread and popularity of the organization enjoys today. The program began with a very finite objective, but change was just beyond the horizon, just out of direct sight. The first Bahamas branch was formed as an all-male club, and this was fully in line with the organization constitution. The first major change happened in 1973, big year for the Bahamas, when a law was introduced in the USA, made it illegal to refuse women membership. So in 1973, the organization became fully co-ed, meaning women could join Toastmasters. Could you mute that individual for me, please? Meaning that women could join Toastmasters Club just as easy as any man. This alone changed the landscape of Toastmasters in a positive way, if I'm allowed to share my personal opinion on the matter. Local and international clubs began to mushroom to an extent not seen since the early days of Toastmasters, as approximately 50% of the population previously excluded from membership became entrenched, often taking leadership roles to help guide the organization. And so we'll get some more that he joined way back in 1974, which gave him, he says, 47 consecutive years of membership. We'll share a little bit more from Clem Foster, but we want to go back to our guests on the live line. One of the things which Toastmasters have done in recent times is to totally revamp, repurpose, re-engineer its program. And now we are on what is referred to as the pathways. So I want someone, especially if one of the era directors want to jump in on this, to tell us a little bit more about Toastmasters and especially how it has improved the applicability of what Toastmasters is to real life situation and transferable knowledge which can be taken into the workplace and taken into all other aspects of life. Can someone who is going to take that quickly?
Okay, Toastmaster King here, Sharia King here. I had the fortunate benefit of both the old Toastmasters program as well as the new. So I am able to really compare them. And what I would say, this present pathway or this present Toastmasters program allows you to focus. It's more focused, and I think you benefit more. So whoever had the genius idea to break up the program into various pathways that focus on, let's say, for instance, presentations. Maybe that is your weakness. And so you do a whole path on presentation, or is it about leadership? So I had the opportunity to do two pathways, mastery presentation, and the other one was dynamic leadership. In both these pathways, and I think in most of the pathways, it enhances your communication skills. So it allows you to see what your major communication style is, as well as to appreciate other communication styles, so that you would be able to see that not everybody communicates like you. And so as a result, you are able to then reach or come to their level, so that appreciating their level and come to their level so that they can understand your communication style and you theirs. Additionally, for the leadership style, and this is the one that I think I had the most benefit from, which is understanding your leadership style and recognizing that every leadership style you possess. However, there's a major one, and you must understand that each leadership style has a place and a time. And therefore, you are able to then switch from one leadership style to the next, depending on the circumstances. So the pathways, the present pathways that the Toastmasters program, I think is more focused. It allows you to benefit more and hone in on the skills that you really want to enhance. So that is my conclusion.
That's so powerful. Anybody else want to take that on? On radio, we don't allow pauses, so I am going to throw this out. A.D. Sharika King, what would you say would be your take on the new pathways approach?
That was me who spoke.
Oh, that was you. So it should be A.D. Cooper this time. A.D. Cooper, your take on the same matter.
Hi, thank you for the question. I think the pathways approach is an excellent idea. It narrows down exactly what each person wants to focus on. And for me, I'm going to be focusing on the leadership path. I am just getting started, and it incorporates everything in your speeches or in your growing phases, because you're not just speaking, you are evaluating as well. So you learning how to evaluate and motivate at the same time. So you're not just presenting speeches. So I like how they incorporated everything in pathways.
Okay.
And I find it in my area, they are excelling in using these paths and growing from it.
Definitely an important thing. Toastmaster Trevor Lockhart, I know that you are a dynamic speaker, very powerful young man. I happen to understand that very clearly when both of us were in the same competition. And, you definitely, when someone speaks against you, have to work very hard and put in the work, put in the practice to make sure if they want to even have a chance at coming close to you. As you transition from the old way, the old program, I should say, not the old way, but the old program, the way it was structured into this new program, how has this new framework enhanced your ability to deliver your speeches, to expand your range, and to become, a more dynamic and all-round speaker?
Awesome. Thank you so much. So I remember reading a quote that said, if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, you would think that he is stupid. I think that the old legacy program gave everyone the equal opportunity, but I felt like there wasn't any equity. Motivational speaking is my preference. It's something that I want to do. I want to motivate others. And the New Pathways program specifically gave me the opportunity to focus on that and to be able to be detailed in my aspect of motivation, of getting persons inspired, not only to succeed, but to do anything. As an entrepreneur, I find myself having to inspire my workers, getting them to want to do work on maybe rainy days, to get them to understand that, hey, motivation is much more than just speaking. Sometimes you have to lead from the front and sometimes you have to lead from the back. So the New Pathways program is detailed to what you want to be. It doesn't necessarily focus on your weakness, but it can potentially focus on what your strength is and your reason for joining Toastmasters.
And that is also important. You know, what would you say, Toastmaster Evans? No, before I go to you, let me go to the lady. Ladies are more important and in this instance, right? So Toastmaster Humes, as a president, most of these other individuals we just spoken to, we have area directors on the call, but as a president, based on where you are, and I know that you have been in this program for a while, I knew that you stepped out a little bit from the program and now you step back in. So you have the ability to make this contrast. How are you enjoying it, or are you experiencing it compared to where it was a couple of years ago? And how do you see this as a part of enabling the future growth for the organization in terms of its relevance?
Change is always a great thing, especially when we are moving in the right direction. I too started the Toastmasters program under the legacy education aspect of it, and that I thought that at that time that nothing was better than that. It was just as good as sliced bread, until I needed to take a break for family reasons. I left, and when I came back, I was greeted with the New Pathways. And I know that for me, I truly love this new way. I know that it has propelled me to be a better individual, again, because it is more specified. And I know the path that I am on is dynamic leadership, because that is what I truly want to improve. That is truly what I want to ensure that I enhance within my life as I move within the workplace. That is definitely something that I know that I need to have under my belt. The changes within the Toastmasters program, again, has been one that I know can truly positively impact the newer Toastmasters, because this is the opportunity, again, for them to shine, the opportunity for them to tap within themselves. And, you know, it's more intrinsic when they would really want to make sure that they are able to maximize their potential throughout this new pathway.
Definitely. And whenever someone starts to say really and good and well, you know that they're really feeling the power of the program. We want to ask Spurgeon Neely, as an individual with certain special needs, not disabled in any means, because if you meet Spurgeon Neely and you didn't realize that he was blind, you definitely would just, treat him as anybody else, which is how he wants to be treated. But you are a part of a very special club within the Toastmaster organization here in the Bahamas. Tell us about that club, and tell us about how Toastmaster is helping to enable a lot of individuals with their communication skills, but not only communication skills, but facilitating networking and presenting and facilitating a opportunity for persons to improve and grow their own self-worth. Talk to us.
Thank you very much. One of the things that I am so excited about is a club known as Bahamas Integrated Club. And that particular club has individuals who have a number of physical challenges. But let me say this. I think of one of the members in that club for the first time entering the speech competition last year. And she went all the way from club. She won the area, and she was first runner-up in the division level. And I believe with a little bit more changes and improvement, no doubt she would have made it all the way to the district competition. One of the things that we stress in that particular club is you are able to do anything that someone without a physical challenge can do. In other words, your inability does not mean that you have no ability. Focus on the ability and not the disability or the inability. And as a result, I think that has motivated all of the members to be able to step forward and improve. Yes, there are challenges, but like everybody else, if you focus on the bad, it will get worse. Life on the whole is like that. But if you focus on the good, it will get better. I'll use myself as an example. One of the things that, and Distinguished Toastmaster, I'm sure you probably remember that I also competed against you in the international speech competition at the area level, I think about 3 years ago perhaps. But usually when I step on stage, for example, I step on stage as a Toastmaster who has been participating in this program, learned some skills, and has gifts and abilities like everybody else. And I put my best foot forward. And as a result, I perhaps has at least about 20 trophies in my collection. So we have to see ourselves not just the way you want people to see you, but you have to see yourself as someone who is able, the gifts and talent, and I'm quoting scripture here, of God, they are without recall. And I believe that the good Lord give all of us gifts and talents and abilities, and he do not take them back. You can allow your shortcoming, your disability, whatever you want to call it, to cause you to crawl in a box, or that very box that you're in can become a powerful motivation force to say, look, I am going to do it anyhow. And that is what we sell the members of our club. And as a result, I believe that we will see more and more persons journeying and rising up and doing great things. Back to you, Distinguished Toastmaster.
I think that is so important. And I'm saying to my guests, this is a conversation. Please feel free to jump in. The only time you can jump in is when the producer cuts you off. So feel free to jump in on the conversation. So if you have anything to add to that, go ahead.
Wow, that's all you had to say, definitely. Toastmaster Trevor Lockett here once again. Just to chime in on the conversation about pathways, I think it's very important as well for the listeners to know what the 11 paths are. And something may jump out to them and something may say, hey, you know what, I need to be a part of Toastmasters so I can do one of those paths. So the 11 paths are dynamic leadership, effective coaching, engaging humor, innovative planning, leadership development, motivational strategies, persuasive influence, presentation mastery, strategic relationships, team collaboration, and visionary communication. Each one of those offer their own lanes and allow you to definitely become the best, not only Toastmaster, but the best version of yourself. Thank you so much, Mr. Edwards.
Thank you so much. So I lightened those. That was something I plan to do, because when you understand from a personal or professional perspective this whole idea of leadership, there's a school of thought or there's schools of thought which says leaders are born, and then some people say leaders are created. At one level, none of those are wrong, because every single leader must have been born in the first instance, and then their leadership skills need to be developed and created. But understand this: if you're a leader, for example, or you find yourself in a leadership position, and there is an important difference between the two. But if you find yourself in a leadership position and you do not have the ability to clearly express your views, to share information, to convey ideas, your leadership is going to be suboptimal. If you're in a leadership position and you do not have the ability to coach persons, to mentor, the ability to develop other leaders, which is what leadership ought to be doing, the ability to be persuasive and influential, the ability to work within a team setting. If you do not have the ability or the skills right now necessary for these things, this is what Toastmasters offer to you. This is what the pathways offer. As you would have heard earlier, when the individual Toastmaster Lockhart went through presentation mastery. How do you make a presentation which is near flawless, which conveys to your audience exactly what it is that you want to get across? And often we listen to this whole idea of Toastmasters and we think about persons just making speeches for the sake of making speeches. But every single aspect of our life is about giving a speech. Whether you're speaking to your child, whether you're interacting with your spouse, whether you're making a presentation at work, you're talking to a coworker, or you're talking to your boss, to your leader. These are areas which the training that you get within Toastmaster ultimately translate in creating growth, development, and most importantly, competency. If at the end of the day you develop competency in innovative planning, competency in dynamic leadership, competency in effective coaching, visionary communication, how much more powerful will your leadership abilities be? And that is all we are advocating here today. And we are really advocating because we want to see more of you who are not Toastmasters. We want to see all of you who were Toastmasters come back to Toastmasters. We want to see more individuals taking on the mantra of leading with integrity, respect, service, and excellence. Because the truth be told, there are too many instances where we can find spaces between the existence of those things and the non-existent. It's too far. It's too far in our society. And so Toastmasters itself, Toastmasters International, has the ability to change life, to change community, to change organization, to change leadership at the highest level of our country, of our region, of our world. Interestingly, very interestingly, both the Prime Minister and the Deputy Prime Minister at this point in time in the history of the Bahamas are Toastmasters. Both of them are distinguished Toastmasters. Now, persons lament over and repeatedly, and this is not what I'm going to do here. My purpose here is to have a conversation about Toastmasters, how an individual transact their own speech. That's on them. But we have seen instances where leadership at various levels struggles with the techniques, with the workings, with some of the tricks and some of the ways of conveying information. And Toastmaster can change that. Toastmaster will change it. And so we want to go back to our panel. An individual started out as to how it impacted, but I would like to get from you, one or two of you, and we start with Toastmaster Shervin Evans, Area Director. Give us a specific example of how Toastmaster has changed your personal development in recent times, which may have impacted you either personally or professionally.
Thank you very much. Toastmaster has changed my ability to coach, being able to coach others, being able to mentor others, I realized that I had to be a mentee before I can be a mentor. And going through the program and just submit myself under a leadership so that I can be mentor, I was able to in turn learn from the program and able to begin to mentor persons not only within the program, but also in my everyday life, trying to bring persons to rise to a different level, to a higher level. And the program will teach you key skills that you are able to utilize not only inside the club level, but also inside leadership in the club level, but also leadership within your personal life and inside the daily life around the office. When you have younger persons come into the office, or you may have new persons come into the office and they need someone to mentor them, you have the skills to be able to affect that person and cause that person to grow. So Toastmasters assisted me with mentorship.
Okay. Anybody else? A specific era or a specific thing which you would have experienced where you saw Toastmaster created that positive change in your life, in your professional life, personal life, or any other life, as long as it's...
Yes, definitely. Toastmaster Trevor Lockhart here once again. Club 7178. Toastmasters has taught me the value of listening, and not listening to hear somebody, listening to understand. A lot of persons don't realize that communication is a two-way street. If the person you're speaking to doesn't comprehend the communication route, the communication channel is not complete. So I've learned to not only take advice, but to listen and to hear and to feel, so that you can better empathize with persons, so that you can better communicate, and so you can better lead persons. So listening is definitely one of the key, very, very good aspects of Toastmasters that I've picked up, and that has helped me in my personal life.
Anybody else?
Yes, distinguished Toastmaster Edwards, let me share this. I was elected as the president of Bahamas BFM Diplomats. And the night that I got elected, I went home and I went, wow, I am the president. What do I do? Now, I believe that experience proved to me that once you are elected, no matter what that post is, and you are in leadership, really, that is not the time to find excuse. That is not the time to play the blame game, sorry. But I had to quickly galvanize my effort and focus my executive teams, of course, different personalities, most of them were females, of course, very brilliant, everybody had ideas, but we had to, as the president, I learned how to channel all of their expertise, all of their help, all of their ideas towards one common goal, which affected the club. And as the president, we got President Distinguished that year, but that changed my life because it is something that I can use even when it comes to my family, or in any other area you put me in. Once elected, it's about where are you going, and you are the man now at the helm, so steer the ship in that direction and stop finding an excuse. Thank you, sir.
I think that is important as we look back at Toastmaster Clem Foster's speech, where he iterated what I just said, or I just iterated what he said. In recent time, we have produced a prime minister, deputy prime minister of our beloved country, and that is after producing a string of members of parliament. I would venture to say, he made the point, there is literally no place of importance you can visit in the Bahamas where a Toastmaster cannot be found in a leading role. And I think that is very important. We provided leaders and leadership in many industries: insurance, banking, information technology, tourism, government, aviation. And he did that so that he would cover his wife's position, because, you need to stay at home. Religion, trade unions, tradesmen, entrepreneur, education, particularly teachers, mechanics, construction, plumbing, just to name another few. Secondly, we have trained employees of many organizations, including the civil service, and we have raised the bar in communication in this country. I have no doubt that you, my audience, can add to this list. I have no doubt that there are many, many persons out there in the listening audience today who listen to the sound of our voice can say, here are some other things which Toastmasters would have impacted. So we're going to take a break here, and when we come back, we're expecting to be joined by one of the great Toastmasters here in the Bahamas, living legend of sort, or still a legend in the making. And so you want to stay tuned for that. This is The Essentials, The Reset. You listen on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Don't move. Come right back. And again, if you want to join us, just before we go, it's 323-6232, 325-4316, or 325-4259. Come right back.
Essential, essential.
For the best jerk in the Bahamas, you must have balus, pork, fish, and chicken served with our delicious country-style sauce and authentic festivals. Balus, Nassau East South, call or WhatsApp 376-8951. Balus, the jerk with the soul of reggae and the spirit of Junkanoo. Balus jerk, traditional, slow-cooked to perfection. 376-8951. Get yours today.
Hubert Edwards Global, in collaboration with Dr. Dave Burrows and iRise, presents the 5th Annual Success Summit under the theme Success Keys to Transform Your World, December 3rd through 4th. 2 days of transformational experiences with dynamic presenters from the Bahamas, Nigeria, Canada, USA, and Jamaica. You can't afford to miss this mind shift moment. 5 scholarship grants, 2 leadership awards, 1 life-changing event. This is a virtual event, so visit www.nlsolutionsbahamas.com for more details. This is what you've been waiting for. Success Summit 2021.
Our free pick, pack, delivery service gives everyone in the Family Islands a chance to shop a variety of club products and prices right from home. Simply call or WhatsApp your order to 242-677-7266 or email order@amlfoods.com. A friendly customer service representative is waiting to pick, pack, and deliver your order to the mailboat of your choice. The options are truly endless, and with membership you save even more. So order today and let Costrite pick, pack, and deliver right to you.
Do you know you can get your business cards designed and printed for as low as 18 cents a card? If it's a poster you want, you can pay as little as $6 a square foot. If your print needs are short or long run, digital printing, wide format, or print consultation, call the best. Call Print Masters. Print Masters' goal is to provide its clients with the highest level of personal, professional service at an affordable price. Our state-of-the-art technology also makes working together efficient and easy. Laminations, business cards, flyers, posters, window and floor decals are just a few of the digitized print services offered at Print Masters.
Let Print Masters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located in the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361.
This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news, intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversation. 96.9 FM.
So essential, so serious. Time for the essential.
And welcome back to The Essentials, The Reset. We're having a conversation with a number of Toastmasters, distinguished Toastmasters, era directors, President, Toastmaster Nadia Humes did her part. She had to step away for some other obligation, but we still have a whole crew here who is going to continue to sing the legacy of Smedley, the founder of Toastmasters many, many years ago. One of the things I want us to kind of really focus on is that in the world of Toastmasters, and I discovered this because I'm a Johnny-come-lately, but in the world of Toastmasters, like in track and field, the Bahamas hits hard it hits heavy and way, 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 way above its weight class if you look at it from a population perspective. And I think on the live line, we have an individual who is really focused on continuing that tradition. I want to welcome to the discussion distinguished Toastmaster Antoinette Fox, an individual who has achieved the highest level of distinction in the Toastmasters program 7 different times, 7 times over, and is still going for more. Toastmaster Fox, are you there? Toastmaster Fox, are you with us? No?
Hello?
Are you there, Toastmaster Fox?
Yes, I am.
Yes, we are just welcoming you. We're saying to the audience, you are one of our living legend, a 7-time distinguished Toastmaster, the highest level of distinction. You have served many, many levels, and you have represented the Bahamas and is representing the Bahamas in a significant way. Incidentally, one of we have had on this program many times, a couple of times, distinguished Toastmaster Anthony Longley, who has served on the board of Toastmasters International. And so we want to welcome you here. Talk to us about Toastmasters. Give us a quick overview of the early days or the earlier days, the current days, and where you see the future of the organization going.
Good evening again, distinguished Toastmaster Edwards, and to your panelists, and good evening, Bahamas. Toastmasters is an awesome organization. I call it the communication and leadership guru organization in the world. For the past 21 years, I've been a part of this amazing program. When I first joined Toastmasters here in the Bahamas, Toastmasters was only one division, which meant that we only had about 20 clubs. Now we are double that, and 21 years later, our program has since evolved. Doubling us here in the Bahamas, giving us 2 divisions, allows us to have more leadership opportunities. It allows our members to be able to be leaders within our district, and our district is comprised of the Bahamas and South Florida. So when we are part of this program, we are not just a part of it here in the Bahamas. We are also a part of a bigger picture, which is the Bahamas and South Florida.
Mm-hmm.
If I were to say how Toastmasters has impacted my life, I can say that before Toastmasters, I was never a confident speaker. Being here live on your radio show would never have happened because I was one who was afraid to talk to people. I was one who was not able to put my words together so easily and be able to have a conversation without using any notes. Toastmasters has numerous benefits, and with the new Pathways program that we've evolved into over this past 2 years, it's even greater. And Toastmaster Trevor Lockhart would have shared the 13 parts that's available to persons that they can take part in, and it develops the entire, I say it develops the whole person. So it is a self-development, self-paced program that can help you as an individual become a better leader, a better speaker, a better listener. It can help you in your family life, in your career life. And Toastmasters, in my opinion, is where leaders are definitely being made and groomed. And it's about the worldwide organization, not just here in the Bahamas, not just in South Florida. Mm-hmm. It's a worldwide organization throughout the world. We're in every corner of the world. So once you're a part of this program, you have a network throughout this entire world. It's a global organization. Distinguished Toastmaster Edwards.
In his speech last night, distinguished Toastmaster Clem Foster says that some of our members who are openly recognized as legends today are, from way back, Edward Carey, Philip Brave Davis, Lester Gibson, James Ramin, Willard Rutherford. Included among these are Francis Bain and Malachi Lundy, persons who have already passed. So, they met their demise, passed. Then you have legends in the more recent times include Anthony Longley, Dr. Godfrey Springer, Pamela D. Roll, and yourself, Antoinette Fox. He mentioned Keith Major, Jamal Epburn, Dwayne Davis, just to mention a few. And he said that truly I can say back then, yesterday, when the men of the day looked to tomorrow, they had no sight, no vision of the beautiful picture that Toastmaster is today. That is a very bold statement to make, but I think it encapsulates the extent to which Toastmaster has transformed over the years and what it has mushroomed to become this wonderful organization which is providing the ability for so many persons to contribute, to develop, and to grow. What is your take, Toastmaster Fox, on those words from distinguished Toastmaster Clem Foster?
Well, distinguished Toastmaster Clem Foster, as we know, is a legend here in the Bahamas in the Toastmasters program. He's been in the program many years and is still very much active and being a mentor to many in the program now. And yes, I do totally agree with distinguished Toastmaster Foster. And if he were to remind us, he did tell us that many years ago, women were not able to join Toastmasters.
Mm-hmm.
It was an all-male organization created by Dr. Ralph Smedley. So to have now women in high positions in Toastmasters, or to have already achieved high positions in Toastmasters, it shows that the organization has truly evolved. For example, our international president is distinguished Toastmaster Margaret Page. So again, it shows that we can achieve, not just in a regular setting here in our Toastmasters Club as a president here, but we can achieve presidency of the entire organization. And I'm not saying this to say it's about women becoming Toastmasters, but to show that this organization, like many others, have evolved over the years, allowing more persons the opportunity to learn and grow. And the vision for Toastmasters is even expanding greater. There are many great things on the horizon for Toastmasters.
Mm-hmm.
So persons who would have joined now will become a part of the new vision of Toastmasters. Pathways is the beginning, but there are many more opportunities. There will be many more leadership opportunities for persons who would be interested in leadership and communication. So we know that we have the world champion of public speaking. These things, Bahamians have been on those stages before, and they can continue to elevate to those levels and be on the world champion of public speaking. So there's nothing that we can't do, and this program allows for us to achieve great things. It allows us to believe in ourselves. It allows for us to achieve our goals. And most definitely, it allows for us to become better individuals. Mr.
Definitely, I think
PM Edwards.
that is so important. And as you mentioned, we couldn't complete the show without speaking of our current leader in District 47, distinguished Toastmaster Shakira Taylor, with a very, very, very powerful, I think, theme for this year: reimagine, recognize, and rediscover. And why that is so powerful is we are coming out of these last 2 years of being on the blanket of COVID, being under significant restriction, and for us in the Bahamas, also having faced with Dorian. And what she is basically saying, she and her leadership team, is, hey, let's reimagine where we are and what we can become. Let's look at the future through different lenses. And let's start to move there. Let's recognize the opportunities which are out there. Let's recognize the way we can grow ourselves, grow our organization, help each other, become a leader of significance, become a leader who leads with integrity, respect, service, and excellence. Become an individual who becomes an asset to an organization, to a community, and to a country. And then also, let's rediscover. And these are my words. Let's rediscover ourselves. Let's rediscover why we are here. Let's rediscover why we started on the journey. Let's rediscover our total humanity. Because at the end of the day, this is what Toastmasters is all about. I know we have a number of persons, but we want to get into the wrap-up. But before I do that, I want to share with my audience the promise which is made to you when you join, or to every individual when you join. And the whole club, the other individuals who are there, they basically will stand and they will say that we promise to support you in your quest, to support you in your quest for self-development, to support you in your quest for self-development. So, in the first instance, it's really all about you. And we're going to do that because we also promise to provide you with positive, helpful evaluation. So whatsoever you do, whenever you speak, whenever you perform an activity or project, you will be provided with positive, helpful evaluation. The organization commits to maintain a friendly and supportive atmosphere. Friendly and supportive, an atmosphere in which you can thrive. To give you opportunities to help others. You hear that? Opportunities for you, give you, present you with opportunities so that you can then in turn become of service to others. And all of this is designed to work to make sure that your Toastmaster membership is rewarding and fulfilling, is a rewarding and fulfilling experience. If that isn't encapsulating everything which you would experience in a bad organization, a bad arrangement in relationships, a bad arrangement in communities, the wrong way of leading a country, I don't know what is. And this is what Toastmaster really is about at a fundamental level. But before I come back to you, Toastmaster Fox, just want to go back to our original panelists to kind of get your last word. We have gone over a number of issues, a myriad of issues. Obviously, we can't discuss every single thing that Toastmasters have to offer. But if you were to ask in typical Toastmaster table topic style of 30 seconds or so to convince an individual as to why Toastmaster is the best place to be, how would you do that? And we will start with Toastmaster Sharia King.
Thank you very much. How would I convince someone to join Toastmasters? If you want to better yourself, not only communication-wise or being able to communicate effectively, but to better yourself as a leader, as a mentor. And that is one thing, if I may sidetrack, that is one thing I like this program for. Because of the seasoned Toastmasters, because of the legends that you spoke about, are there to mentor, to take us underneath your wings, to make certain that you succeed, to make certain that you get all of the benefits out of Toastmasters. This is what you would get: a family, a support system. As you yourself, distinguished Toastmaster Edwards, spoke about, that we are there to support you. You're not here to do this alone. We are here to support you and make certain that when you cross the finish line, we will celebrate with you. We will assist you where you need to be assisted, and then we will let you go and let you fly. I think that is the beauty of Toastmasters, that mentorship program, that family-oriented program.
That's powerful.
And that is what I think best describes this family of Toastmasters. And I think everybody on this call would recognize or would appreciate that each one of us had a mentor. And now we are now in the position of mentoring others and having mentees. And that in myself is a growing process.
Thank you so much.
So the mentee becomes the mentor.
Yeah.
This program offers a myriad of benefits.
Yeah,
And
thank you so much, because we're running out of time. I know you have a lot to say on this, and that is one of the important truths about Toastmaster. The mentee-mentor relationship is so fundamental. But we want to run to Toastmaster Sherwin Evans. 30 seconds. Why? Give us your elevator speech as to why an individual should join the Toastmaster program.
Thank you, Toastmaster Evans. If you want to join the program, just think about building self-confidence, both personal and professionally. You will learn to plan and run effective meetings. You will foster initiative and how to be able to think, proactive thinking, communication style, being able to help others to achieve goals and help others to rise to their full potential, and being able to just think off the cuff. Being able to think off the cuff and be able to have a response. But the best thing about Toastmasters to me is still the core value: integrity, respect, service, and excellence. That's what speaks to me about Toastmaster. We are here to help. Join us.
Toastmaster Trevor Lockhart, and I'm sticking to 30 seconds now because we're running out of time. 30 seconds, shoot. Tell him why he should join.
Definitely. Look where Toastmasters has brought me. I'm on a radio show with Hubert Edwards. Join Toastmasters because of the standards you are held at, the persons you meet, the opportunities that are provided, and most importantly, the personal development and changes that you see within yourself throughout the program. Join Toastmasters and you won't regret it. There are only two people in the world, Toastmasters and persons that want to be Toastmasters. Thank you.
You see why this guy is so hard to beat. Toastmaster Cooper, what is your 30-second spiel?
Now is the time to join Toastmasters. If you want to improve in your communication skills, you want to network with people in different areas, different industries, now is the time.
Definitely.
Now is the time to join now. Sharpen your communication skills, where you will meet a whole lot of people, learn to work together as a team, not alone.
Not alone. Now is the time to join. Toastmaster Spurgeon Neely, 30 seconds. Are you there, Toastmaster Spurgeon Neely? No, we'll come back to you because I understand one of our division director has joined us, Toastmaster Garcia Derek Roll. Give us your quick overview. How are you enjoying this year so far? I see you have your troop, your cadre of individuals who I think have represented excellently this evening on the show. Give us in a minute or so, what is, the best takeaway, from the show, and certainly what you would want to leave with individuals about Toastmasters. Go ahead.
Thank you very much, distinguished Toastmaster Edwards. All I have to say is 357,000 members around the world, over 16,000 Toastmasters clubs in over 143 countries. My friends, fellow Toastmasters, and those who are not Toastmasters and listening, if you want to expand your capacity, if you want to build your confidence, if you want to build your competency, if you want to shore up your character, your commitment, Toastmasters is the place for you. Yes, you can blossom right where you are, but think about being able to tap in to persons across the globe, like Toastmaster Cooper would have said, in different industries, not just here locally, but around the world. Toastmasters is the networking hub for you, not only where you build on your communication skills or your leadership skills, but it expands your network. And we all know that our network is our net worth. So if you want to increase and expand your network, Toastmasters is the place for you. Thank you very much, distinguished Toastmaster Edwards.
Thank you so much for your contribution, as we wish you well on your continued leadership as one of the division directors. And incidentally, both you and your brother this year leading in that capacity in both division. And, persons know the way the world works. When we are in the big game, when the game is on the line, when the clock is ticking, we certainly do not throw the ball to regular guys like Hubert Edwards. We throw the ball to legends. And as distinguished Toastmaster Clem Foster said last night in closing his speech, he says, I guess I can say, to paraphrase the famous astronaut Neil Armstrong, we took one small step for Toastmasters International and one giant leap for Toastmasters in the Bahamas. Distinguished Toastmaster Fox, how is it that we have, and we are continuing to make these giant leaps for Toastmasters within the Bahamas? Go ahead.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Edwards. We continue to make giant leaps here in the Bahamas. We have had many of successes. As you would have stated, we have had a number of district governors and district directors. We've also had public relations officers to serve in our district. We've had a region advisor in the first year that the region advisors were given the opportunity to serve. We've had an international director, and we have persons who are interested in achieving further goals in this institution, in this organization of international director and serving on the board of directors for Toastmasters International. Hopefully this year, this coming 2022, we will have an international director serving from the Bahamas. We, as Bahamians, have always been ones who we love to achieve our goals. We go after our goals, and we always look to become better individuals. I encourage anyone out there listening who is not a Toastmaster, who does not know about Toastmasters, to contact www.toastmasters.org. Learn about the program. This program has changed many lives, and your panelists can certainly say that, and others who can join in on this program can tell you that this program has helped them to become great. The two division directors of the Bahamas can tell you, as brothers, the first time in history, we have two brothers serving side by side as division directors in the district. And they are products of great communication and leadership skills, what they didn't have before they joined this program. I can be a testament, or give a testimony of many things that I would have achieved throughout this program, but we will need a whole next show for that, distinguished Toastmaster Edwards. The point I am trying to make to you, if you want to become better, if you want to be a better communicator, if you want to be a better leader, if you want to improve on your job, Toastmasters are always achieving their goals on their jobs and being promoted. Whenever something comes up and a Toastmaster applies, they are the ones that get the promotion because they are confident in their interview. And when a boss sees the confidence in someone, they always will pick that person. So I encourage everyone out there listening, find a Toastmasters club, become a Toastmaster, become a better speaker, a better communicator, a better leader, and one day you may be sitting in the office of Prime Minister or Deputy Prime Minister as our current Toastmasters are sitting now. Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Edwards.
I couldn't say it better myself, but certainly I want to thank all of the individuals who were here with us this evening. President Nadia Humes, ERA Director Sharia King, ERA Director Shervin Evans, President Trevor Lockhart, and ERA Director Nikia Cooper, and certainly President, no, he's not president at this time, but Toastmaster Spurgeon Neely, who represented very well to give us the sort of a flavor that Toastmasters have to present to individuals with special needs. We are clean out of time, and we could have this discussion going on forever, but I just want to say to you, when you contemplate anything in life, and I am not one who's telling you that you have to become a Toastmaster. You don't. But certainly, you want to be an individual who lives life with integrity, who demonstrates consistently respect for everyone, who operates in such a way that your life becomes a service to humanity, and you always pursue everything that you do with excellence. Want to thank you so much for listening. I want you to go out and find a way where you can create self-development. Find an environment which is positive and where you will get helpful feedback. Find an environment which provides you with opportunity to serve and to help others. And find an environment where your journey is near guaranteed to be rewarding and a fulfilling experience. Toastmaster is one such, and I can really, certainly, sincerely commend you to that. So, ladies and gentlemen, we always end here by saying, do not allow your greatness to become a victim of your unwillingness to change. You have been listening to The Essentials, The Reset. Good night.